this person was my soulmate. I thought this person was the same. Same. Last. It don't cost. Everybody will stitch up breakfast.
Hi everyone, hope you're well. So Stella Damascus decide to show our relationship good skills, and this kind of got her in would I say online in-laws soup, and they decide to drag her. She got angry, and she decided to go after them as well. Please watch, enjoy.
23 years old, and I'm from Congo, but I live in Colorado with my sister and her husband. I've been dating this guy for about 8 months now. He is African American. The first 4 months we dated, I introduced him to my sister and brother-in-law at church, but they told me that they did not like him because he was African American and not from the same country as us. My dad hasn't been feeling good and has been in the hospital for 8 months now. I asked my mom if she'll be willing to at least meet the guy I'm dating. She said no, and that her heart just isn't into it. After a few days, I talked to her again about it. She told me that she was going to pray about it and get back to me. I said, okay, that's fine, because before I started dating this guy. Oh, okay, she said she'll get back to me. I said, okay, that's fine, before I started dating the guy. In an African home, what the dad says is what we have to follow. My mom called to tell me that she prayed, but God has not answered her yet. But we need to wait for my dad to get out of the hospital for him to make that decision. Sister Stella, this is my first serious relationship. And I told the guy I'm dating that if I introduced him to my family, that means things are getting really serious with us. I've never been in love before, and I really love this guy, but my family doesn't want to even get to know him because he's African American. I'm 23 and he's 31. He tells me that he doesn't date just to date, that he actually wants to get married. I told him everything about how us Africans do things when it comes to getting married, bride price and all that, and he's all in with that. Before we started dating, I told him to pray while I pray, and God showed us the same dream but in different ways. I want my family to be a part of this relationship, but I don't know how that's going to happen without them trying to get to know him. I really like this guy and I do see a good future with him, but I just don't know what to do to go against my family. What do I do? Ah, my darling. Ooh, I know how you feel. I've been there. All the butterflies, this is the one for me. This is who I must be with. This is who I must marry. Oh my gosh. He checks the boxes. Everything that I want in a man. Blah, blah, blah. My darling, let me tell you the truth. You cannot rush. Okay? You're 23. You have life ahead of you. I'm not saying, oh, you must wait until you're 30. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm like, this is your first serious relationship. Take it easy. Relax. Calm down. I know why I'm saying this. A lot of us have made mistakes, but we don't realize why those mistakes happen. It is from us. You have been dating a guy for 8 months. 8 months. You're 23. And you already want it to move from 0 to 100. You already feel like, oh, this is a serious relationship. He must meet my family because I'm African. And you know that when you start doing all that, I want you to meet the man I'm with, it means that you are automatically telling your family, this is the one that we're considering, or this is the one that is the one. Because people don't just take men that they're dating to their families to meet them. You want to meet my siblings, and I want you to meet my mom, and then my dad. And you know what that means as an African. It's not Igbo that you can take 50 men to the house and whatever makes you happy, baby. No. As an African, when you do that, it means you have taken the relationship automatically to another level. The question I would have asked you is he doing the same for you? Number one. Does he want you to meet his family too and present you as the one? Darling, no rush. Do not rush. You have to understand what it is that you're getting into. Serious relationships and marriage is not only about love and the butterflies, because there is a tendency that this is your first serious relationship. There's a tendency that you don't even know the real meaning of that kind of love. It can be infatuation. It's 8 months. Even as an adult, I will not date someone for 8 months and start dragging the person to go and meet my whole family because you are the one. We know better now. The mistakes we made in the past, we can't make them again. Trust me, darling, you need time to know what you're doing. And some people get married earlier, okay? Some people are very mature. I'm not knocking that down. I'm not saying that at 23 you're not mature enough, but I'm saying you need time. If you're facing these roadblocks from your family members, your sister, your brother-in-law, your mother, your father, just take your time. You have to enlighten them patiently. If your mind is stuck here that this is it, you will have to be patient with them and enlighten them about the fact that this is about your future, your happiness. Because at the end of the day, I can't stop you from doing what you want to do. I can't stop you from being happy. That's what makes you happy. I can only tell you what I think and try to balance it. I can't do one side. I have to balance it. So if this is what you really want, you have to let them relax into the idea of you marrying or being with an African American, being an African. Somewhere at the back of my mind, with the responses that I'm seeing, with the email that you sent me, I have a strong feeling that this is beyond just being an African American and they're saying no. There must be a cogent reason behind that. There must be a reason behind them saying, no, he's this person. Something must have happened. They must have seen something. They must have heard something. My advice to you is find out. Talk to your sister. Talk to your brother-in-law in a patient way. Not in a way that will make them say, no, but I like him now, but meet him now. Why don't you want? No. Relax and say, okay, I understand what you're saying. I get it. I know that you have my best interest at heart and you're looking out for me. But can you just tell me why though? Is it just because it's African American? Or is there something? Is there a reason? Another reason that you might not want to do it? But just tell me, just so that I know and protect myself, because I'm dating this guy. Okay? So even if you don't want to meet him, even if, because your sister and your brother-in-law, they met him and they said they don't like him because he's African American. So you've met him. Is there something in his personality that's an issue? Is there something that's a red flag that's an issue for you? Or is it just because it's African American? If it's just because it's African American, then you will have to tell your parents and talk to them that this is your future. They've lived their own life. They've married, they've enjoyed themselves, they've done their own thing. It's your future. They will not live in a marriage or in a home with you. You are the one that will run your home and be married and live with that person. So they have to start to understand and relax and give you a chance to present somebody to them. So give them that option. If you meet him and you don't like him as a person, that's different. But you can't afford to be knocking down these things, because if they do it to me, if they do it to us, if they discriminate against us because we're Africans, we won't like it. So can we just calmly meet this person and observe him? If there's any extra red flag, then let's talk about it. Let me know so that I don't get into trouble. That one is there. But you have to know. You have to know what made them say, no, African American. Is there a history there somewhere? Talk to your mom separately. She's a woman like you. She will understand these things. You break it down and tell her that this is about, she wants you to be happy. You're her child, I'm sure. So she's a God-fearing woman. She's praying and she has not heard anything. That means that she is taking extra precaution to make sure that her daughter gets into a marriage that will be beneficial and that God will ordain and approve. She doesn't want you to enter Wahala. That's why she could have said, no, I don't like him, I don't want. But she said, let me pray about it. She even called you to say, I've prayed, oh, I still haven't heard anything. Let's wait for your dad. And then talking about your father, I also think that this might not be a great time to be pushing this, meet my boyfriend, because your father is in the hospital and he's not even out of the hospital because your mother said, wait for your father to come out of the hospital, then we can talk about it. Meaning that your mother is not against you. She's not knocking it down. She could have said no from the beginning, but she wants to pray. She prayed, she didn't hear anything. It's okay, since I've not heard anything, let's wait for daddy. Daddy is not feeling well. He's in the hospital. Let the man be okay. Your relationship is not running. If that guy really loves you and is into you the way you say he's into you, he's in with all that, he can chill. Let him wait. There's no rush. Why? You make it sound as if there's an urgency in wanting him to meet your family. You're just 23, darling. It's not as if, hey, at 23, my biological clock is ticking. You're far from that. What is wrong with you? Relax. Relax, dear. Make your papa well. Let him be okay. Let him come home. And then sit with them and speak like the adults that you claim to be. Because if you are ready to be in a serious relationship and you're talking about, oh, this is how we do bride price, so it means that you are adult, you're mature enough to have a decent conversation about your future with your family. But relax. And then make sure that you do not ignore red flags, because at this age, there's a tendency that you see what you want to see. You hear what you want to hear. There are red flags in front of you, but you're choosing not to see it, because I'm seeing that you said, before we start this relationship, pray about it. Let me pray about it. And both of you had dreams, and the dreams, they came in a different way, but it was the same thing. Darling, I've had experiences with dreams and with visions that I choose how I want to interpret it to suit what I want, to give me the answers that I want. It's happened to me. I thought this person was my soulmate. I thought this person was the same. He does the same things that I do. We're both intelligent. We both love people's minds. We're both this. We're both that. Everything is falling into place. We're so similar. We have the same kind of visions. We talk the same. We do the same. We understand the same. Same. Last. It all costs. Everybody will still chop breakfast. So, my dear, let's be eating lunch and dinner. Let's not eat breakfast, okay? So when you see those red flags, don't ignore it. If you see anything that you feel, because I don't even know what the pressure is about, why this thing is really dealing, what do I do? Like, I want them to be a part of the relationship. No, they don't have to be a part of the relationship if they don't want to. They don't have to be a part of the relationship if they feel like there's something off with this relationship. If they see something, they love you. You live with your sister and her husband. Not everybody would want you to do that, but you live with them. You don't sound like they are mean to you. You sound like they love you enough to even want to. They met with him. They could have said, no, don't even try it. They met with him. Everybody in your family seems to have your interest at heart, but there's a reason why they're saying, not this one, not this one. So don't use because it's African American. Don't use that and block your face and say, no, they don't understand him. They don't know him. Don't be Voltron the defender. Relax and understand fully why they're not supporting this. Don't ignore these things. They are red flags, because I say to people, when you're going into a relationship and your family, your support system, who have your interest at heart, who love you, who've been there for you from the time you were born, all of them say the same thing about an issue. Watch out for it. That's a red flag. Just be careful. Pray again. This time, independent. Don't share notes. Don't compare notes with the guy. No. Pray on your own. Meditate on it. Think on it. Relax and understand why the people who love you the most are saying, Find out more. There's something more behind this, not African American. No. There must be a reason why they're saying that. Find out what it is and see if it will eventually save you. Ultimately, I know that your future and your happiness is more important. Right now, the feeling you're having right now after 8 months of relationship is so nice, so sweet. You don't know what's going to happen in the next year or two. You don't know what's going to happen in the long run. Everybody needs to understand everything. Your guy might understand, for me to marry her, I'll have to do introduction, I'll pay bride price, I'll do this. But he needs to understand the culture that you're coming from. He needs to understand your family dynamics. He needs to understand what happens as an African. Do you understand? Trust me, there's a lot that both of you need to understand, because you will face culture shock. There are things that he needs to know about your culture. There are things that you need to understand about his culture. All of these things take time. You need time to study these things, understand it, so that when you're having conversations with your family, you can tell them as much, so that they know that you've taken your time. You know what you're saying, and you know what you're getting into. You understand his culture. You can deal with it. You can handle it. They may even be afraid for your sake, because they might think, you don't understand these people's culture. This is how it can be here. And you are not raised like that. You're raised different. So that you don't go there and you feel funny. Why is this me? Well, they don't mean any harm. It's the way they are. Vice versa. So please, relax, darling. You're 23. Don't rush. This is a lifelong commitment. You don't want to make that decision in 8 months. Relax. If it's the right person, you've prayed, you've studied him, you've taken your time to get to know him, there are questions that you should ask. There are things that you should know. Don't make the same mistakes we made. There are things you should know about a person. Check the person well. And you can't do it alone. That's why everybody needs family support. You need a support system to go into something, because there are things that can help you figure out that you might not be because you're in it. But because they're outside looking in, they can tell you what you're not seeing. So do not think that it's a good idea to ignore everybody and follow your happiness, your joy, or what you might say or what you might think is a happy future. Don't do that. I've been there. I've made that same mistake. And guess what? I suffered for it. I learned the hard way. Don't do that. All right, darling? Everything will be fine. Relax. So, guys, if you have any other thing to add, any advice, any tip, please feel free to go ahead, do that. But please keep it positive. Don't insult, don't judge, don't make people feel bad. People need help. We're here to help. We're here to offer our own thoughts. So please keep it sane, keep it cool, okay? I've battled in my mind whether I should do this live or not. I battled in my head, asked myself questions. Should I do this? Should I just let it go? The way I have been letting things go. But today I said enough is enough. I am going to say what I have to say, and I'm going to call out who I have to call out. Because sometimes people take the piss and you think because I'm quiet that I'm dumb, or that all you're stupidly accusing me of that I'm guilty. I'm very upset this morning, and I've said, Holy Spirit, guide my mind, guide my thoughts in what, and whatever the punks want to do about it, you go ahead. Because this time, I'm ready. This time, I'm ready. Those of you who follow me, you know that I have a show every weekend called Stella. Stella is my show. You can go on my page and look at it. It's a show that I do to help people. And I say to people, send me your email address, send me your emails, send me any issues that you're going through and you feel that I have something to say, or you feel like, I can help in any way. I don't have all the answers. I always say it. I don't have all the answers. I will just speak from my heart, tell you what I feel, and then I ask my followers, I said, okay, if you have anything extra to say, please keep it positive. Put your comment out there to help these people. Let's not add to their problems. Let's help them. So on Sunday, I posted my episode because I couldn't post it on Saturday. I posted my episode on Sunday. And I clearly read out, the show is still here on my page. And as usual, I will read out the person's email, and then I will now respond to the person's email. Now, since I have been doing Stella, the bloggers have not been interested. They have not been promoting or talking about it. They now decided that because this episode, I talked about the person's problem, not my own. I read out the letter, as I always do every weekend. And they now decided, the bloggers now decided to watch the whole show and go and chop bits and pieces of the show to make it seem as if I was talking about me. They now started spreading the stupid narrative of Stella's failed marriage. Why Stella Damascus' marriage failed? She said this, she said that. And then people who are daft, who did not think, let me watch this show and know what it's about and why Stella is saying this. They didn't even watch the show. They don't know what the concept is. They started running their mouths. Okay, this happened the whole of yesterday. I didn't talk. I let it go. Because me, I usually don't respond to all these things. When my people draw my attention to it, sir, see what they're saying, see what they're saying. I look at it, I'm like, I beg, I don't get power. I have things to look for. I'm looking for money. Me, I'm here hustling. I'm here doing my work. I don't have time. The reason I'm doing this video is because Vanguard newspaper, I'm calling you out. Whoever your writer is that wrote that stupid article, and then whoever your editor is that saw the article and let it pass through for publishing without watching the show. You people watched it. Your writer watched it. And whoever was the editor let it go. I'm calling you out. Such a reputable newspaper like Vanguard, you go and do rubbish. They now wrote their article, wrote what I read out from somebody's email and made it seem, and said that Stella Damascus said that she had dreams and visions. She saw things that she wanted to see and interpreted it the way she wanted to interpret it. That's why she finally admits that she made certain mistakes in her failed marriage. I'm like, are you daft? No, really, Vanguard newspaper, are you daft? I'm calling you out and I'm daring you to please play the video for everybody. It's on my page, Vanguard. Go and watch the video on my page and tell me how your writer is not an illiterate, that he will come out and write that rubbish and turn it around to make it seem as if it's me. Are you mad? Vanguard newspaper. Do you know what's killing me the most? People are going through painful situations. Between Sunday and today, people have gone through painful situations. They've lost family members. There's flooding that has displaced hundreds of thousands of people. There are people that are using cardboard, carton to make houses. There are threats up and down. People are being kidnapped. People are crying that they cannot afford food, that one bag of rice is 40-something thousand naira. Which, if somebody spends it, some people, that's their whole salary. Things are happening in Nigeria day in, day out. We're not talking about the important issues that's facing you people daily, because I say you people, I'm not there. I'm sitting here feeling bad, calling my whole family, let's pray for this person, let's pray for Nigeria, let's pray for every single night. I'm here worrying, making videos, begging people, please support our brothers and sisters. While some people are sitting down and looking for stories to concoct and headlines to sensationalize, to make money, to make more eyes see. Hey, Stella Damascus, not good for him. Hey, karma. Hey, your mouth. I better get out. Your mouth. Stella Damascus' personal life is more important to you than your country that is going through chaos. Vanguard newspaper. I'm so ashamed because when people write these things, I say, okay, bloggers, they will always be bloggers. It's internet. It's the age of internet. People will carry phone for their hand. And everybody is a journalist. Everybody is a judge. Everybody is jury. Everybody is a lawyer. Everybody is writing. But you would think that there is some small level of sanity in mainstream newspaper, mainstream journalism. No. Now the same idiots, the same daft illiterates, now go person page, go see a show where they do, reading out people's emails, but instead of speaking the truth, no, it will hurt you to promote my show. It will hurt you to promote positivity, that I'm doing something to help others. It will hurt you. No, how can they promote me? I just won an award in the Toronto International Nigerian Film Festival, TINFF. Best Actress for the short film, Akuna. Did they post it? Did anybody talk about it? Did you? I didn't even post it yet. I didn't even post it yet because things happened yesterday that just shocked everybody. I'm still like, I can't believe it. I feel so bad. My heart is heavy for the family that's going through this. My heart is heavy. I don't want to mention names. Everybody's hearts were broken yesterday. I received the news about, oh, Stella, you won an award. I couldn't even celebrate. My heart was heavy. I was there praying with my children like, God, please send them comfort. Please send them help. Send them this. I'm there praying. I did not celebrate my own win as Best Actress. I'm saying that for me was more important yesterday than posting, oh, I just won Best Actress. That's what happened to me yesterday. Meanwhile, as I was there, thinking about something that happened to someone, I've never met them before, one-on-one. I know them, I've never met them. But it broke my heart that I started praying. I didn't run to social media to start, oh, my heart is broken. I didn't put candlelight because I don't know them personally. If I want to help and I don't know them, my first thing to do is pray for them. I didn't post my own victory, I didn't. But a reputable, so-called, because for my eye, they don't wash. A reputable newspaper, so-called reputable newspaper, decides to watch something and now become gossip paper. Vanguard. I'm ashamed. If this is what is representing our country as a newspaper, I'm ashamed of all of you, plus your editor, plus all of you, Vanguard newspaper. I'm ashamed of you. Shame on you. I could not believe it. If I was told, it was different. Somebody actually sent me the link. I opened the link and read the whole thing, and I'm like, are you kidding me? I just woke up this morning. I haven't even done anything, and this is what I'm faced with. That you're spreading lies and creating false impressions about me, about what I did, show that I've been doing for how long? Now almost 2 years that I've been doing Stella. And all of a sudden, you are interested in Stella because you want to sensationalize it. You don't tell when I put Stella for her mouth. You don't tell when itchy fingers don't write Stella matter. Because Stella has had peace. Stella has had drama-free life. If they bite tuna, that's what devil they use all of una. It is what it is. I've never come online to really be this mad. But today I said, no, I beg. Don't think I'm a fool. Don't think I'm stupid. Don't think I'm afraid of anybody. I keep quiet and just let everything go because I leave it to God. But sometimes when the Holy Spirit says, this time speak for yourself. You have a mouth, you have brain, Abi. Speak for yourself. Because this one is so glaring that I'm like, what the hell? Something that's on my page that everybody can go and watch. You turn it around and lie about me? Hey, like, now here they hear these things. When people say, hey, there's no smoke without fire. Now lie. People stop deceiving yourself. People light the fire by themselves, and that's where the smoke comes from. The fire doesn't come from you most of the time. People go sit down, light the match, light the fire, and then people see the smoke. There's no smoke without fire. Of course, there's no smoke without fire. Are you daft? Ooh, the person where even they teach people that quote, and they look at, I'm like, are you crazy? Where would the smoke come from if somebody doesn't light the fire? And who told you that it is you that must light the fire? Anybody can rise up and light fire. There's social media, there's Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Anybody can start one stupid gist. And we're so gullible, so lazy, that we see something, we don't verify, we don't ask, we don't check, we don't read. We see it there. One line is enough to make itchy fingers start to go and comment. And I'm like, are these people normal? Are you okay? It's not an event that passed, though. It's on my page. It's right there. It's not going anywhere. You people are writing stuff about me that you don't even know about the show. You've turned this into something stupid. Huh. The height of madness in today's society is scary because I used to think, oh, it's a social media thing. Anybody can rise up. Now, social media is free. Anybody can write it. I'd never expected that a newspaper like Vanguard would be so stupid. Jesus. Vanguard, you can wake up tomorrow and start writing rubbish about me. It's okay. But today is my day. I will call you out because you are daft. You are so freaking daft. My God. See all the problem where they Niger. See all the things where people they suffer. And you come out and write rubbish. I don't want to stay long here, but I had to do this. Because person, if you keep quiet, you can't be like, say I be mumu, like I'm a fool, like I don't know what's going on, or like I'm afraid to talk, or I'm afraid. No, I'm ready for you. Why would you deceive people like that? Why would you deceive people like that? And people also want to be deceived because the punks who will go and read and talk rubbish, they will not even go and see the show by themselves. They would rather just read it there and then comment. You won't go and watch the show to know what was said and what was not said. That's the society we live in now. Only 2% of human beings are intelligent enough to find out the truth before they open their mouths and talk. Others want to condemn, vilify, judge. Before you go, it's right there. My God. We don't have shame. We don't know the difference between sensitivity and something will happen to somebody. You can't do anything about it, though. Everybody rushes to social media to go and talk. There's no more, oh my God, let's pray for them. Oh, I know them. I have a number of somebody. Let me call them. Oh, let me go and drop flowers in front of their gate. Let me go and write something nice and leave it there in front of their gate. Let me send food. Let me send something to them because right now nobody's thinking of cooking. Let me send this. I know all these things because I've lost people too. My mother died less than a year ago. I know how I felt. My mother died in December. Nobody knew till January. I didn't post for a month. I didn't tell anybody. Because nowadays, you tell one person straight to social media, everybody will now carry it before you are ready to deal with it publicly. We don't care anymore. Our heart got black. Because we want everybody to see that in our page we did this, or hypocrisy all over the place. We're such hypocrites now that nobody even cares about what other human beings are going through. We're not sensitive to other people's issues anymore. Everybody has become hypocrites. We just want people to see us, see that we posted, oh, make it not be like, see that I posted, oh. You've forgotten that these are real situations. These are real things that are bothering real people. They decide to trivialize Stella, forgetting that these are real human beings that trust me enough to send me their emails, and I protect them by not calling their names. I use, hello, my name is XYZ on every single episode. Go scroll down my page. I protect their identity, but these people are going through crap. People have lost their children, lost their homes, lost jobs, lost family members, lost marriages. They are scared. Some people have been beaten. Some people are going through domestic violence. They are hiding. They are scared. People in big positions, they are scared to come out and talk. And then I come out, I read these things because they want me to talk about it, to help other people too. I read these things and I talk about it, and I ask other people who are experts in this field to help talk about it too, so that these people can find some sort of comfort or hope or help or however. Then instead, Vanguard newspaper and the other bloggers, you people choose to turn it into something that has nothing to do with the show. You turn it into a Stella thing. You think it's scandal for me? After how many years? You think this one is scandal for me? Are you daft? Are you all right? Do I look like I'm... The thing that's biting me is that you choose to lie. You choose to twist something that's supposed to help other people. You choose to make this more important than the things that are happening to people. That people are going through pain, and this is what you choose to do, Vanguard. Shame on you, on all of you. Shame on all of you. Yes, put me in front of your newspaper and say Stella is a bad person, Stella is a witch, Stella is a this. Do it. But shame on you. God knows the truth. And people who watch that show, they know the truth. So you can lie all you want. Rubbish. Rubbish. Gosh. God bless all of you. God bless you on yours. I don't talk finish.
Stella, I feel for you, but at the same time, what part of your past will sometimes be used against you. When you do something good, some people will use your past against you. Even if you do something, if you now do something bad, they will use some of your past, the bad past, maybe to shade you. And this is what I noticed that was happening here. Our first husband, I don't know how he died, but I think they said it's an heart attack. Second one, I don't know, maybe they divorced or he also passed. And no. And then this guy, the third one here, which was also married to Doris, like Simon. And I don't know how they got into themselves, and they eloped to US, and they went with the child, the man's child, and left the woman back home. Stella has her own children, her own daughters, 2 or 3 of them. So this was the reason people kind of decide to shade her on this. Do you feel for her? A little bit. For me, a little bit. She's really boiling. She's fuming. Yeah, and I do understand, but she should remember that people will always, they will point this out. Except she come on, online and do apologize that she did very, very wrong. If you want to own up to your mistake, just own up wholeheartedly. Don't start using side to say last, I shall pray fast. No. Say it well that you did this. You thought it was a wise decision. Maybe because you saw some people did it. You did it. And you were very insensitive as at that time. But you've learned. Apologize. In fact, the other lady, make peace with that person. So that we know that we always learn. Then leave the rest to audience if they want to associate with you or not. But it will be so respectful and applaudable that you were out open-heartedly. You said the truth and you apologized and you're moving on. That's my take on it. Let me know in the comment section below what you feel.